Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and I was just noticing that you can join in on the live chat like before the video even begins, and it started, and I put the reminder on, and I thought that was like a reminder for me, but maybe that's a reminder for everyone. Um, Excuse me, and it says, we're just waiting for Jen Evers to join. I thought that was kind of funny because I always go by the time on my computer, but it must be like a minute off from what YouTube time is. So anyway, I'm really glad that you guys could join me today. Welcome to Friday. We made it. Yeah! And we're going to have a really fun time doing Punch Art Week number 2. Basically, we're going to be using the Stampin' Up! Owl Builder Punch. If you don't have this Owl Builder Punch, you can use pretty much any other punches you have. If you missed the first punch video, it's listed in the description box below along with suggested supplies for getting started. So hello everyone who's here. Dawn Taylor came in early. Crafty Okie is here. Sherry Covell. Elise B. Hello. What does it say? I missed what you said here. Let me move this over. Oh, all your grandchildren were there. They were fascinated. That's so cool, Elise. Thanks for sharing that. Excellent. Brenda Gentry, Connie Gentry. I do try to keep everything family friendly, so you're welcome to bring your children. If I ever do have like a wine and chat session where we're drinking, I will let you know that ahead of time. But this channel is family friendly. It's drama and commitment free, especially if you join our group on Facebook called Quality Crafts, and everyone is invited. Highly recommend that you join that so that you know what's going on in our community. And anytime I need to cancel something or move a video or anything like that, you're going to find it in that group, posted in that group. If you can't remember where the group is, or you're confused, just think qualitycrafts.com. That is where we are centrally located with links to everything. In the welcome banner right on top, there's a link that says click here to go to YouTube, and it'll bring you right here. There's also a place for you to go to the blog, so check that out because there's blog postings going on all the time. And also it will take you to the Amazon posts. I affiliate with Amazon, so anytime you want to donate a small portion of what you purchase through Amazon, you can use my links. Appreciate when you do that. It doesn't cost anything extra for you guys to do that. It just helps out the community here. Also, Patreon link is there as well. So if you want to get in on those pre-sales, those Patreon only sales, all of the things that are going on in that group that aren't in the regular group, then you're going to want to join us at patreon.com/qualitycrafts. So I have laid out everything that we're going to be working with today. This is the punch that we're focusing on. Again, I'm going to tell you this is a Stampin' Up! Owl Maker punch. It's retired. It's hard to get your hands on. You can get them. They're very expensive. I lucked out that somebody in my community sent me this one, and then I purchased another one so that I can send it to a friend of mine. But these, you can get these. They're running on the expensive side, and I'll let you know that ahead of time. But you can use any of the punches that you have. Look down in the description box and check out video 1. I save this all the time of watching me punch by setting all these out. I really highly recommend that if you're making punch animals, that you just go to town and punch like mad until your hands are sore, and then just sit down and enjoy using them to create. And the reason why I say that is because some people are like overwhelmed, like, whoa, we have to have like all this punch. No, you definitely don't have to have all this punched out, but it makes it so much more fun. And while we got you guys here and your interest is high, I'm going to show you all of the different animals and things. I'm going to use these 2 colors. I need more punches, so we will punch some with this punch. So check it out. You can see the basic shape. These are the basic shapes right here that I use to create these. So we've got a monkey. And I'm just going to go through these for just for the fun of it, so you can kind of get a gist of what they look like and how simple they can be. A little reindeer. If you're not seeing where I'm getting these pieces, give me a shout. All in caps, and type that out so that I can see that you're asking questions. So I even used 3D tape and popped up some of the elements. Oh, Ada, super! Thank you so much. a bee. Here's a little horse. I went ahead and used some googly eyes for some of these guys. So most of these were in the thumbnail. Some of them were not. So I'm just going to give you a little gander at all the things that you can do. So that's a little tulip. Monster with googly eyes. Bloop. Oh, I missed the good news. Somebody said, great news, God is good. A fish? I got a couple of fish. And the reason why I'm showing you guys these ahead of time is because there might be a point, because we only have about an hour, that you won't see them all. You won't see them all made. So you can make all sorts of minions. That was just a real simple one. They span across the holidays, of course. So there's Halloween, there's Christmas, there's any time, cats. You can draw them. You can make as many teeny tiny details as you want or not. I know there are going to be some that don't want to get too crazy. Like this one, I got crazy with the little things and I made a little rainbow fish. If you guys are into schools, you know that rainbow fish has these like shiny little scales, so I used gold for that one. So we've got Easter. Linda Landis says, the unicorn! Of course I had to do a unicorn. And I should say, of course, I had to do a koala, but I didn't. I did a koala on the first one, though, so if you're missing the koala bear, check out video 1, which is listed in the description box below. Now, if you go to Google and look these up, you'll be able to find a lot of these guys online. Some of them are quite different. Some of them look quite the same as others. You can get as creative or as simplistic as you want. There's another little chicken. Buck, buck. Buck, buck, buck. I love this little monster. I copied that from somebody. We call that scrap lifting. And this little guy, the little octopus, I thought that was adorable. I had to have one of them. And the last one, ooh, because I know we got some cow lovers out there, don't we? Cow lovers! Oh, that was quite a bit. Okay, I'm done. Just kidding. Oh, yep, now we all have to scour eBay for this punch. These are darling. If you guys want more links to this, either eBay or Amazon, let me know. I'll link you in. That way you can be helping out our community at the same time if you are going to buy something like that. So let me move these guys. Actually, do you guys want to vote on like the first 3 to 5 that you really, really, really want to see made? I'm going to guess that this is going to be a real popular one, so I'll make sure that I do one of these. Unicorns. Okay. Let me just move this guy up. I'll move a couple of them up, actually. And then right down here, I'm going to put the ones that we will make today. We'll make this one for sure. And because there's a leg, I'm going to give you a minute to decide which other ones you would like to see made. And I'm going to pull out one more baggie. The unicorn actually uses these pieces that I have left over here. So I'm going to dump this little baggie out. And then there's another little tip and trick in here I want to show you. The owl. You can make a gazillion different kind of owls. Oh my gosh, you could go crazy. The bat. What else did I miss? The cow. Bat, ghost, and fox. There's 2 foxes. I really like this one. The bat, the fox, the mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should probably stop at 6, and if I've got more time, I'll do more. And if I didn't pick yours that you shouted out, don't feel bad. You'll have another chance to do another vote later. So let me get these dudes out of the way so we can get going. You're going to find out how easy and how fun this is. And you can do this with your kids too, and they can just create, imagine what they would come up with. Kids, they don't follow the same pre-set notions and ideas that we have because we're adults. They will just go crazy, and you'll probably come up with some really unique, cool things. Thank you so much, Lori. Lori used our super chat and gave a one-time $5 donation to the crafty community here. I am going to go ahead and do a couple of the orange because that's what I used for the foxes. Thanks, Lori. So I put it in just this way, okay, so I can see that it's covered, but I'm going to flip it over so that it all falls on my mat here. And I'm going to do more than one at a time because I'll probably want more than one orange body for sure. All right, and this is how I did when I first set things up. So I'm going to do this to show you exactly how I got these. I'm almost out of orange of something. So the little shirts, as I call them, the little fronts of the owl, go in a pile, and then the owl bodies, and I'm out of orange bodies. That's good. So I'm going to need a couple of those. And then there's these large circles, which you use for the eyes and sometimes the feet. You want to make sure to separate those. I don't have a lot of large circles out because a lot of times I use the black and white ones. So another tip or trick would be to cut out a lot of black and white. So I will put the orange ones next to them. And then there's the second size circles, which you will need for like the eyes and stuff. And I've got a whole pile of them right here. There's hearts, which you see me use on a few of them. So I'll put those here, and I should cut out a couple of red ones, so I've got red hearts. And these teeny tiny ones you would think you wouldn't use at all, but I used them on the fish. The black ones I use as the eyeballs. If you're looking at them now, you're going to notice a lot of them have little noses or little eyes that we're going to need, stuff like that. I use a lot of the black ones, so make sure that you've got some of those too. Yes, that punch range is very high. Cheers, everybody. All right, so let's do a couple of red ones off the bat because I'm going to want a couple of red hearts, I have a feeling. Well, this is a punch that is Stampin' Up, and it's retired, and it's highly desired, so it's going to go up really, really high. Not all punches are this expensive. I think that's the same red. Close enough. Put a couple of their shirts there. We've got the larger dots. Put some of those up. The smaller dots. So this is what I did one day. I just sat down and punched out a whole bunch of these. These are the red hearts I was hoping to have. So we'll put some of those there. And some of these little dots. This really helps if you've got your own nails to pick those up. It makes it a lot easier. All right. I missed one. And I'm probably almost out of the black, the little teeny black dots. I have a punch that punches out teeny tiny black dots. And for the life of me, I have no idea like where I set it. It used to be like right in front of me. And the 100 times that I've moved everything around, it's disappeared. Oh, I see it. I see it staring at me. Oh, I'm glad I mentioned that. Check it out. That's what I'm looking for. Specifically so that I can punch out eyes and not have to punch out the whole owl punch. I know some of these are going to get away from me, that's okay. I just want a bunch of them. So I can move these over to the side and use them later. They're slightly bigger than the other ones that I have, but like I'm always telling you guys, use what you have. So like if you don't want a whole bunch more owls, then just find some little punches like this that you have and use those. And I think they're going to be plenty small enough for this. But I'm going to put that off to the side so that I can reuse that. And we're going to start, well, let's start with the bat. We've got a little black guy here. So all we're doing is just remaking from the shapes that we see. So here's the trick. If you're looking at them on Google or YouTube or whatever you're looking for them, and you're like, okay, I'm not sure how to do this, just start shape matching like they show you, you know, in elementary school and stuff. The basic shape of the whole body is just one whole owl. All right, and then we check out like the eyes. Like, okay, the eyes are going to be two big white circles, and I try to put mine together, you know, in the beginning when you're just getting used to it, just put them together on here, and then two little black circles. So we're going to go and we're going to dig through this little pile up here. The dark blue ones work just as well if you only have the dark blue. Or if you do everything in white, like I showed you in the very first video, if you're missing that, it's in the description box below. Just go ahead and use markers and punch out all white paper and then color it if you don't have extra stuff. So that's basically all the bat is, except for a little bit of added gel pen and these wings. And all the wing is just cut a circle and then make a couple of divots. So where's my little circle here? I mostly was doing this circle because then you could keep some of these little bumpy scallops on there if you want. So let me grab one of these. And then I just eyeballed one on my own, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's a big circle, right? Probably a little bigger than that wing is, but I'm going to cut it in half and use this to make two wings. Okay, so there's a big, like, oh, what do you call it? Like an upside down smile or a little frown. So we'll go ahead and make our little frown here by cutting off our scallops. And then these little bumps, and there's only two. So I'm going to start from the one edge and come down in the middle, and then go from the other edge and come down on the end. And that way I've got these two wings, and that's what I'm going to, oops, that guy got on there. And then I'm just going to put these together underneath him like that. Okay, so super easy. Super easy cutting, nothing too difficult. Sherry, that would be great. If you could find either a different brand or something that's similar to this, or if you can find one cheaper, we would all love to know. However, you don't need to have this Stampin' Up! Punch to make really cute animals. Check out the Punch Week 1 video that's in the description box below. And you'll see that you can use practically any of the punches that you already own at home to create some really fun little guys. So I'm just going to put all this together here. And then I'm going to get out my little white gel pen. You can make a lot of really cool details with just a white gel pen. Thanks, Elise. So all I did was put a couple of white little dots. I have to start making sure I toss my gel pens when they get old. That's it, just a couple of dots. You can make them whatever shape you want. And then I added two little teeth. Two little like vampire teeth sticking out. Now you could make that so that they're actually coming out of a smile, like a little smiley mouth if you want. I skipped that on the first one. I didn't want the mouth to be prevalent. But you can if you want a little happy guy with his little teeth hanging out. I like it without the mouth. Okay, so we made some bats. Let's move on. This little fox with a humdinger. All right. This one has the ears, but no feet. So we're just going to chop these little birdie feet off. But wait, don't get rid of them. Just chop them off around the corners. And then put these little feety things in a little pile because, like I said before, we use those little feety things to do the hair on the unicorn. So we're going to need that. We need one other small orange circle cut in half for his little eyeballs. So just use your little snips. Okay, and then we're going to use 2 little white circles, 2 of the smaller ones. Alrighty, and then 2 of the little black ones. And what I'm using is to pick up these teeny tiny dots. You're probably wondering, like, how does she do that? Just use the stainless steel pin or whatever kind of pin you have around. I'm going to show this thing that Sherry said. Frantic Stamper has an owl die set on sale for $17.99. So check it out. I'm going to pull out 2 of these little black dots. And I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of the larger ones that I just cut tonight so we can see if that makes him look any different. The other thing that we need is one of the little shirt-like type pieces. That usually fits right here in the owl. Okay. This one was upside down like this, and I had to do some fancy cutting to make this look the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to take the rounded side and I'm going to cut it in a V, kind of like you'd see like on a Dracula head. Okay. That's going to make his little top. And then the bottom part, we're just going to cut this down from this corner down to the V so we can cut off most of that part. And then that little part at the very bottom, that's where we're going to put his little black nose. So we need one more little black guy. Little tiny black circle there for his nose. And that should be all of our pieces. So we'll start gluing this down. I'm going to start with the piece that's the furthest underneath, which is this one. Diane, I would love to tell you again where I got these mats. I have a link for them. I just can't get to it while I'm doing a video. So either I hope that maybe Penny can get you there, or I can answer you after I'm done here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put his little nose on there. All I did was one little drip. And then I'm going to start with the white. There are 2 white circles here and here. Just less is more with the glue. Don't get carried away with that. That is a really big circle, it seems. We're going to cover up a little of that though. So you pop on the little circles. Make sure while the glue is wet you get them where you want. And then at the very, actually I'm going to put the little dot in the middle. Little dot in the middle. And then put the eyelids on. I think that's the best way to do it. So there's one. And I'm going to use the pin to pick up that other one. And you can certainly use that other, where's my other little tool? We have a sticky tool. I can't get my hands on it right now. Anyway, you can totally use that tool, but I find like the pin is a lot more precision getting things on where I want them. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the top, like the eyelid, so to speak. And press it down once I get it where I want it, so it really adheres to that glue. There we go. Adorable. I actually like the little black dots larger than that. And this little tail is basically just a super easy cutout. So I'm going to take a little of this orange paper that we have and just cut a snip off. And it's just like an eye. So just around one side and then around the other side. And the end right here doesn't have to come together because that's going to be hidden underneath. Okay, and then you just pop it under there. Now if you're going to use these to like put on little, you can make like cupcake toppers and things like that. If you don't want like all the stuff on the back, let me find one that's got like stuff all over the back. Like this, you can see a bunch of stuff on the back. You can go ahead and cut a second one that shape and glue that shape on the back, and that way it won't show as much of that stuff that's stuck back there. It's totally up to you, whatever you're going to use it for, but I'm going to mostly put mine on cards, so I don't really mind that kind of, doesn't matter to me how that's going. Thanks, Diane. I'll definitely get back to you. All right, and that is the fox. If you want them made out of red, or you want some other detail, or you want to be like the other fox that we had out, you can go ahead and just cut little snips, and that will make his tail look fuzzy. And then just bend them with your fingers, and then it'll make it look like it's a fuzzy tail. That's totally up to you. You can also add little insides of his ears and all kinds of stuff like that. So let's put that guy over to the side. We've done bats and foxes. Thanks, Kathy Godwin. She loves the fox. Cheers, guys. Ooh, Friday night pizza night. What are you guys having? We had chicken Alfredo pizza. All right, this little guy was super easy to make. Let me make sure I got my eyeballs here. Yep, I got my little jiggly eyeballs. All right, my googly eyes. Now, this is just a white base. See the ears? But it doesn't have any feet, so we're going to cut those babies off. We're just going to trim them right along that little edge. Get rid of them. And, of course, that white part is just... I'm going to use one of these because I got tons of them. It's just a long, skinny triangle. That's it. And I'm just going to cut it right out of this. Right out of the middle of that little shirt. Set this aside. Add a little bit of glue to that little horn. Stick it on underneath. And you can do whatever you want with the horn. You can make it look 3D. You can make it look spirally by drawing a couple little lines on it. You could add little ears, but I like him real simplistic. So I'm going to add 2 little dots for his little nose. So I'm going to get back out my little pin here. Put that right on that glue. Okay, while it's wet, you can move it if it's not in the right spot that you like. And then a little bit larger dot of glue for the eyes. Oh no, you sold your Fox Builder set for $5. Oh, it was the next one I was going to be looking for. Ah. Connie Johnson, what is your favorite brand of stamp and why? Oh my gosh, my favorite brand of stamp. That's so hard to answer because there's so many that I like. I like Mama Elephant because they're cute. I love the Greeting Farm because they're adorable and they're little people. I love Fiskars because they're simple, they're cute, and they have a plethora of like sentiments and stuff. I like some Tim Holtz. He's probably not my favorite. What else? What else is there? So many I can't even name them all. So I'm going to use a pink, a yellow, and a blue. And you can use whatever colors you want to use. And put down a couple of dots and put his little hair on. And these are the little feet. These are the little feet that we cut off. That's why I said don't throw those babies away because we're going to be using those little feet for hair. Oh, I'm still so bummed for Kathy that she got rid of that one for $5. You're killing me, Kathy. You're killing me. That's so sad. But sometimes we have stuff that we don't use or we don't think we're going to use. And, you know, the best thing is to purge, right? And then later on, you just have to decide if you want to buy it again or whatever. So you get that little hair on however you want it to go. That looks pretty good to me. There's so many stamps. There's even more stamps than I've even mentioned. Like, and I've got May Made It stamps because she makes all kinds of really cool stamps. Egads, I've got tons of them. I'm going to go ahead and draw some little lines on his horn to hopefully make it look like it's more, like twisted. I'll show you that up close because I'm sure it's probably a little bit hard for there too. Check it out. So you can make just little squiggly lines to make his horn look a little bit more twisted. Here's the other one. And your horn can be as big or as small as you need it to be, you know, if you're putting it on a card or whatever. So that is the unicorn. Thanks, Jill. Shelly Bean. I should say that to like any brand that's on clearance. All right. The cow. Here's another easy one too. He is a white base with the feet cut off. Well, Kathy, you can always try to get another one. Or use the ones that you have and go back and watch that other video. I think you probably already saw it. And then I'm going to use a pink one here to make the nose part so I don't have to freehand that. I'm just going to cut the feet off. And I'm going to look about how big do I want that nose. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right off of here. That way I know that this is going to match this exactly. And then I can glue it down. Now if you want to put black dots that are coming up and you don't want to worry about having to go around this nose part, then don't glue the nose part first. Draw all your black dots first. That's what I did the first time around. But I think I got a good handle on it, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this guy down. Move my little feeties and save those guys. Oh, you meant to say punches, not stamps? Okay, I'm going to hold on to that guy too. So punches, I would say start buying punches that you can see a multitude of ways that you could use it. Like, I have paid $40 for a punch like this because when I look at it, I see all these animals we're making, right? You can see all the value in that punch. Plus, it's one of those punches that you just push down. It's, you know, it's easier. It locks, so it saves you space. So if space is an issue, get some of the ones that lock shut. The other thing I would highly recommend is that you get push ones like this, or squeeze ones like, let's see, this one. Where's my little circle die? Oh, he's hiding. This is not my circle, but it's one of them. Either squeeze ones, if you have a hard time with your hands or arthritis, or punch ones like this that are going to punch relatively easily or that you can use your body to punch with. And then, like I said, start out with the basics. Squares and, well, squares you can easily cut with your trimmer, right? So start out with circles and ovals, that kind of a thing, and then spread out into the things that you think that you're going to use the most or that will give you the most, you know, bang for your buck, basically. Like this one has 3 different flowers on it. This would be really worthwhile having something like that. Definitely going to want a set of circles. I find like I use circles all the time. I would like more ovals now that I'm, you know, highly into it. I don't have enough ovals, I feel. You might want to get a scalloped circle. If you want to know more about what kind of punches to get for like punch art animals, check out the first video I made using just random punches that I had. I really like these, and I've got 2 sets. I've got 3 sets. I've got the squares, the circles, and the octagons. But don't get these if you have a hard time with your hands or difficult time punching, because you not only do you have to line up the paper, but then you have to like get your hands around that in a certain way to get that to punch. These are really, really difficult to use. FYI, don't get these if you have a hard time punching things. So try it out in the package or try some of your friends. Make sure that you're getting ones that you know you're gonna be able to use for a long period of time. I think that's the most economical way to do it. So I'm gonna get back to the cow here. I believe I'm gonna use 2 black circles and 2 white circles. And I don't know how I ended up getting the black back there. I wonder if I punched out. Here's what I think I did. Where's my punch that I set out? I have this little 1/4 inch punch, which is the same as a paper punch, but this seems to cut cleaner than a paper punch. And I think it's smaller than these, so let's just give this a shot. This is a 1/4 inch, and I think that, I need a longer piece of paper here. I think this one that punches out with the set is a little bit larger than a 1/4 inch. Okay, I've got an extra sheet here. Let's go ahead and cut a couple of these. I'm pretty sure this is how I got that look. Otherwise, you can always do the trick of taking a fine liner and just going right around that. It'll make it look like you had 2 circles even if you didn't. Yep. So if you put the white 1/4 inch on top of this one, it makes a little black outline. And actually, I'm cheating because these are dark blue, not black, but I don't think you can really tell that. Thanks, Elise and Peggy. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here, and I'm going to stack up the eyes. I might have to cut some more black because I need a couple more for the little nose. Let me dig through this pile here. That looks black. There's a nose. That looks blue. That looks black. That'll do. Okay, so a little nose here and a little nose there. Ruh-roh, Raggy, that's definitely blue. Oh, so is that one. I'm going to dig around one more time and see if I can find a black one. If I can't find a black, I'll cut a couple of new ones. So I feel like I might have used those guys up. Used all the black ones up. Is some black? Nope, it's blue. Alright. I think just so that I don't have to skip around, I'm just going to grab black paper. I'm just going to punch a couple out of this 1/4 inch. It's not going to be the exact same size, but that's okay. See how I could just punch, punch, punch with this little lever punch? Lot easier than some of the other ones. So we'll go ahead and we'll use one of these. Oh, it's definitely smaller, but that's okay. It'll give that cow character. So let's go ahead and do some of the random dots. You do whatever kind of dots you want on your cow. It doesn't matter. However you want them. I believe they can have dots on their little pink nose too, but I choose not to. And then put 2 dots of glue for their eyeballs. And you can change their expressions too by changing where you put the little pupils on the eyeballs. You can also give them googly eyes. So I'm going to push these 2 like right together and make them a little cross-eyed and see how I like that. So we got 2 slightly different looking cows depending on where we place the eyes and stuff. Plus his little nose is 2 different sizes here, so that looks funny. Just goes to show you don't have to have exactly what you think you have to have, you know, you can just make it up. My mat is sticky, so I'm going to move these aside. So I have those black ones there, I know where they're at. All right, now that little black owl was the whole owl piece. And then instead of doing the black eyes in the background to make them stand out more, I did gray. Now, where are my larger dots? I got a whole bunch of different larger dots in here yet, and I need a couple gray ones. It might be out. Oh, is this... Nope, those are my blue ones. I'll have to cut another couple gray ones, because it seems that I've used them up. Because I want the larger ones. So here's my gray paper. And here's my punch. I'm going to turn this around and try to get it on the corner. So I'm just getting those two little circles there, right here. So I'm not punching the whole thing. I can always punch more later, but then I've got these two that I specifically wanted. Oh, I did little ones. Silly me. We need to do it again. I want these two big ones down here. One of you guys probably caught that and is like, no, Chad, don't do it. Okay. There we go. Two big gray ones. And then two of the little white ones. Those go for his eyes. The little nose is just a little piece of orange. So I think what I'll do is I'll just take a circle and cut that in half. And then cut that in like a third or a 2/3 or whatever. And just make a little beak like that. And then this little thing in the middle here, I just grunged that up some. So basically, you could put a little coat on him that is any one of these colors. So let's say I wanted him to have a little green coat. I could give him a little green coat, a little yellow coat, a little gold coat. You know, whatever you wanted. But just so you guys know how I did that one, all I did was take that white coat and squirt it with a little of this. And I'm going to try to squirt it in my hand so I don't get it all over everything. Okay, so that it's wet. So that the paper's wet, so that I can crinkle it. And that's how I gave it that texture. I'll hold it up so that you guys can see that a little bit more. And if you see, after I shook that up, all the mica is floating in there. So it's going to be shiny too, if I don't cover it with too much ink. And then I'm going to unravel it. And then I just threw a bunch of ink on there. So that's all I did, was just to give it that grungy feel. Almost black leathery looking type of material. But you can feel free to do whatever you want with that. You can add ink with markers. You can add ink with just regular inks. I'll show what I'm talking about. Let's see, what color do I want to do? Let's do a little barn door. I'm just going to put this right on here, give it a little tap, see if we can get a little red barn door on there. Okay? That's all I'm going to do. Just squash a little red door on there. And then if you're worried that it's not going to stick, go ahead and use your heat gun. Once you crumple a paper like that and then you heat it, it's going to get real stiff. And then that texture is going to stay on there. It's really cool. If you've never played around with like wetting your paper and then drying it, just do that with your kids and see what happens to that paper. How it feels when it's done being dried after it's been wet. It's so cool. It's like doing a little science project. And it really doesn't take long. I mean, it gets really thick. It feels like it gets thicker, you know? I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, we're just going to use that. You can do whatever you want. You know what else you can do is pattern paper. You know what? Let's set this aside. And I'm going to show you a pattern paper one. I'm just going to pull out this random sheet of paper. And I'm going to go ahead and just punch this whole thing. But I'm going to look through it to see what I have in the little dress part. I'm going to move it around until I get something that I like. That'll look cool. Okay, so I've got a bunch of pieces here that I don't really need. Oh, I could even use that side. Check it out. Double-sided paper. And I've got an extra heart and some extra little pieces here. Some extra little dots. And I'll save all that stuff later on and put it back into my little packages. But I purposely got that little flower in there because I thought that would be really cute. But now I really, really like that. So I think I'm going to go with that. I really like the look of that red. So this time I probably won't add that red heart because it's just going to blend into the red background. So you put on the little, what I call the little shirt. And then you can put in this little crook right here, his little beak. Oops. I like to smash it until the glue sticks to my finger instead of the paper so it doesn't end up looking so ugly. Right, and then I'm going to, on top of there, put the eyeballs. Looks creepy without the white in the pupils, doesn't it? Happy National Teachers Day. How cool is that? Do we have any teachers in here? All right, and then I just drew 2 little dots on for the eyes. So you can use the little cutouts that we have, or you can draw them on. I'm just going to go ahead and use the little cutout since I know we got a bunch. So I want to try this little bit bigger of a circle one that we had from my other punch. Cute! It turned out totally different than the other one. Tomorrow is World Card Making Day. Whoop, whoop. What a total difference a little bit of change can make. Now, there's a bazillion different owls, obviously, because this is the Owl Builder Punch. Online, if you look, you'll find cadoodles of them. Cadoodles of owls. And we're going to do the mouse, which means we need one of these gray ones. And we have our own ears, so we're going to cut these ears off. And you just kind of follow the shape. Nobody's going to notice if you didn't do it exactly on either side. You just chop them off. Now he looks like a little gray potato head, which, by the way, you can make potato heads out of these guys, too. I just didn't get around to that one. Couple of white eyes. Oh, these are gold. Never mind, I don't want to use the gold ones. Where are all my white ones? Oh, there's a white one. Like I said, white and black are the most popular. Use a lot of those. And then for his little ears, we need gray. 2 of the larger gray, and then 2 of the small pink ones, which we still have, so that I don't have to repunch those because they're right here. And one little, it looks like there's something underneath those eyes. I must have redid the eyes because I didn't like them because they look stacked. A little pink heart for the nose. So you can do black nose if you want. I like to do the pink because it seems to stand out a little bit better. So basically, we're just going to put the pink in the center of the grays for the ears. Yeah, the potato heads are really, really cute. It's just, you know, I only have so much time in my week. Working full time and trying to keep up with all the fun things that I want to show you guys is just, it is something else. And then I'm going to pop those on. While the glue is still wet, you want to make sure that you slide that ear around to where you like it. You can add little bows to them if you want. Make it a little girl, it's a little top hat if it's a boy. I didn't add any of that stuff, but you certainly can. So 2 for the eyes. You could make his eyes different too if you want to put googly eyes on. Or you want to make his eyes a lot smaller, you can. If you want to put them farther apart. And then there goes the little pink nose. And just because I didn't want him to look like everybody else's little guys, I drew on those little teeth and I put a little black nose in the middle here, which I'm going to do, instead of drawing on the nose this time, I'm going to use one of these noses. But I'm going to draw on the eyes because I want him to be really little. He looks kind of surprised, like, holy cow! Ooh, what was that? Oh, and then that same little micron pen, the skinny little pen, go out from here and just make a couple of little marks for his little whiskers. So cute. And then my gel pen. Lisa's Crafty Corner. Girl, I get it. Work always gets in the way, doesn't it? So just draw 2 lines down and 1 across. And then 1 straight up in the middle. That's it. Add his little teeth. I think that's all I did for that one. Oh yeah, little tail. Little tail. So just grab, see where I cut this tail out? Just start on the edge and kind of make it curl up. That's it. And then add it on, glue it on. I'm going to cut that little skinny part off. And I'm going to make this one coming out the other side. Ta-da! Straight up like that. So yeah, use your own creative powers to make him look any way you want him to look. This one looks scared. Oh! You could add little hairs to him. You could add different color feet if you want little pink feet or whatever to make them look a little bit different. Oh my, we got a lot done today. We've got 9 minutes left. Working crafting should be reversed. Darn it. Alright, we made the mouse. I'm just going to pull out the ones we've done. You guys go ahead and tell me the last one that you want to see. We'll vote on it. We did the fox, the cow, the unicorn, a couple different owls, and the bat. Thanks, Jill Lucas. So darn cute. Do you have a pick tool with the gummy stuff on the end to pick up the little things? I do. I just, like I said, I was like looking in here where I normally keep it and it's not jumping out at me, so I'm not sure where I moved it to. But I absolutely adore using my pin for this little tiny stuff. Oh, you could probably use, you know what? You could probably use a Tim Holtz pick too. He has that little pick. You missed the cow. We did the cow. Oh man, you can always rewind and watch it again. The bat and the mouse are your favorite? I got 1 vote for the monkey. Oh, I should probably throw these out because some of you guys haven't seen them all. So before we end, I'm going to go over probably a few minutes extra making the very last one, but that's okay. These are the ones that we've done. If you could punch now, what shapes would you use most? So we've got fish. Here's another owl. Like I said, you can make owls look any way you want. Why is she not turning out? She's actually a white owl with a pink hat. There it is. She's wearing a little hat like what I wear. The little hats with the little strings. And I wanted to show you that if you take one of these guys, one of these and you cut a circle out of the bottom. Do you see that? You just, and I can't remember what circle punch I used. So basically, you have the bottom, you have that, and you take a circle punch and you punch it right out of the center in the bottom. Then you've got a little owlie hat. So when you put it on, you see it looks like he's wearing a little hat, and then you can put ears and stuff on it, and you can modify it any way you want. That's how I did her hat. Only I used my scissors to cut it slant ways and make it look the way I wanted it to look. A minion, a cat, a chicken, a horse, a pig, penguin, octopus, monsters, fish, chicken, reindeer, monkey, bee, and ghost. Peggy2316, I do not sell the owl punch. However, you can find them on eBay and Amazon, but they are pricey. So if you're looking to make other ones and you can't get your hands on the owl punch, no big deal. Watch the punch art video week 1. It's listed underneath this one in the description box, so you can find it really quickly. A cat. I have 2 votes for a cat and 1 for... You know what? I really want to show the monkey. So whoever said monkey first. Oh, now we've got cat, cat, cat. Okay. The cat is super easy. You just cut off the feet and add the eyes and draw on the extras. Really, really simple. I want to do this one because he is a dark base. The monkey. You have to cut off the feet. I'm just going to do this one quickly before we go. And you have to cut off the ears so that you've got a little potato head left. Okay, so that's the little potato head. And then for his hair, I just went ahead and used one of these because I didn't like the way the little hair looked. I wanted something more substantial. So I'm just going to take one of these guys so I don't have to look for that and just punch out one of these guys. Okay, and that's what I used for his hair. Okay, and that's, so his hair is sticking up. We just glued that little guy on the back there. And then his face is one of the little lighter looking guys. And all I did was just cut this around right within inside the border of this face. Like we did with the cow, sort of, so that we knew it was going to fit in there. Okay, and since it's hand cut, you don't, it's always going to look a little different, and that's okay. And then he had a little black nose. Which was nothing more than just a heart at the top here. Oops. And then a little red heart because that's what we used for the mouth. Which you can do a little black dot too. Let's skip the red heart and see what we look like with the little black dot. Nope. Nope. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to use the little one. So we can make him look a little bit different. And then, like, can you see how addictive this can be? Like, you could just sit here all day just making little monkey guys. I'm looking to see if did I drop out any more little white eyes? I've got more. So the monkeys can be made just any which way too. make this guy a little crazy silly. Whoop. And then you would want some big ears on him. Now you can get some of your other punches and make him like really, really big ears if you want to do that. I'm going to reach in here and grab a couple of big brown ears. I believe these are the big ones. Yeah, and then instead of doing the other color that I did before, I'm going to do pink. Just to make him look a little bit different. Because I want you guys to see that you don't have to do everything exactly the same. You're going to get a really cool outcome. And then that'll be your monkey. And the monkey can have a tail too, I just chose not to do that. So instead of sticking with a dark ear, I went with a lighter ear. And I did a pink inside instead of a lighter brown inside. So here are two different monkeys, and I think they're both really cute. So cute. Oh, see, and I thought that was black. That's actually blue. He's got a blue nose. But I could go back in and color that with a black Sharpie or whatever. So there you have it. There's just a cadoodle amount of little guys that you could create by using the Stampin' Up! Owl Punch. Now, if you don't have the Stampin' Up! Owl Punch, but you want to make critters like this, go back to week 1, which is linked below in the description box. You can check out the first video, which I show you just grab all the punches that you have around and start creating. My biggest tip, and I'm going to say it again because I said it at the beginning of this video and probably many of you guys missed it, punch out a bunch of stuff beforehand so that all you have to do is mentally just sit and play and move stuff around and on top and see how you like it and then move it off. And when you decide that you really love one, then glue it all together. And then you can always tweak and make different ones. Like we made, you know, different owls here. Where's my other little owl? There's another owl. There's millions of owls online. And every single one of them has a sweet personality. So they all are going to look a little bit different, which is awesome. So here's a fish. Here's a fish. Very different fish. Wouldn't that look cute on a card with bubbles? I think next week what we'll do is we'll take these little guys and we're going to have Punch Art Week 3. And we're going to do creating cards using punch art animals. So I will show you exactly what I'm going to do with all these little guys. And we're going to create some really cool cards with like backgrounds and little sceneries and stuff like that. So stick around. It's going to be super fun. Don't forget that it's drama-free and commitment-free. The whole community surrounds qualitycrafts.com, where you can find links to our blog, to our Facebook group, to the videos, so to here in case you forget that that's where you wanted to come, to Patreon, and to the Amazon links if you're looking for things that we affiliate with. So thanks, Cindy. I really had a great time with you guys tonight. This is so much fun. I'll probably leave these on here and just like create more and more. I do know that a few of you were wondering about this tulip. So let me just show you. The tulip is one base, okay, with the feet cut off. And then it's just another base essentially cut in half in a little squiggle. See the squiggle? And then you just glue them right on top of each other with a little extra ink around them. It's super easy. All you have to do is just cut them and then just ink them together. And if you don't want to worry about that, just cut the little feet off. Let me just tuck these back. Cut the little feet off and use it exactly as is. And it still looks like a tulip. So you don't even have to work at it if you don't want to. Just cut the feet off and use it as a tulip. Cool, right? Yes, you can use a whole bunch of different colors. It doesn't have to be yellow. Barb McCrary, thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up on your way out. And if you see that little bell icon, you want to click on that because when I set the reminders, it's going to let you know when I have new videos that are live that are coming up so that you can join in. The Facebook group is on the Quality Crafts Facebook general group. The community group is on Facebook, Quality Crafts. I hope somebody linked it. I always forget. Like, this is a long... It's not like qualitycrafts.com, like something that's easy to remember. just remember when you're joining that community, I want to let you know that there's 3 questions that we ask, and that's not to probe or be rude. It's to make sure that we don't get people coming in that are like spam and bots and things that are going to create havoc in our community. We don't want that. We want to make sure that you have a safe and fun time in there. No commitment, no drama. So don't feel like that you have to participate in anything. If you don't want to, if you want to be a lurker, if you want to be inspired, that would be the place to be. It's also exactly where I leave all the information if I'm going to change, cancel, or move anything. And if you're in for the sales that we have every other weekend, so we have a sale coming up on, let me open my thing here. Next Saturday the 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you want to get in on those, or you want to get in on the pre-sale specifically, or get to see the merchandise and stuff before everyone else, you want to join patreon.com/Quality Crafts so that you can get into the Patreon group, and we'll add you there as soon as you're in that group so that you can get to see everything before other people. And there's other stuff that's going on in that group that's not going in the Quality Crafts group. So that's another opportunity for you guys to see more videos from me and background stuff and what's going on, that type of thing. I think I got everything today. Sassy Crafter turned into a lurker. So true. So very true. So our 2 live videos every week is Wednesday night at 5 p.m., 1 and 10 by Jen, and then Friday evening like tonight where we share, I show you there's a tutorial or a how-to or something really cool for us to learn, do, and try together, is Free Play Fridays, and that's also at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. The sales are always, I shouldn't say always, but typically on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you want to know if they're different or that time has changed, you want to make sure to check out our ads, become a part of our community group. That costs you nothing, and it's drama and commitment free, so don't be afraid to join in there, because that's where all the information will be streaming from. And I cannot wait to see you guys next video.